Welcome to the EdTech Teacher Podcast. In this podcast series, we share our love of technology with you and provide you with tips, tricks, and tools to help you use technology in your classroom today. Here is your host and the EdTech Teacher Creator, Tristan.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the EdTech Teacher Podcast. This is episode 8 of season 2. My name is Tristan and I am the host and the creator of the EdTech Teacher. Well, you may have heard or even seen our 6 awesome features of episodes of our podcast or our infographics on our website or in our book creator ebook. But today we're moving beyond just looking at 6 awesome features of various products and tools. This time, we're going to share with you 6 awesome ways that you can use various products and tools, starting off with the amazing Google Slides. So if you've never heard of Google Slides, you are really missing out. Google Slides is probably one of the most versatile applications in the G Suite universe. It's actually more than just a presentation tool. It is a product that we can manipulate for basically anything that we can use our imagination to conjure up. So today, I'm going to go through and share with you 6 awesome ways that you could use Google Slides in your classroom. And just remember that we're going to have a look and see how we can use Google Slides for something other than that, just that plain old presentation tool. All right, guys, let's get started with awesome ways to use Google Slides number 1. So rather than just using Google Slides as a presentation tool, have you considered using Google Slides as a digital notebook? That's right. Replace those physical workbooks and move your students online. This is a great feature of Google Slides, is that you can actually customize the slide sizes for whatever purpose you desire. That's right, you can customize the size of your slides. But just be aware that you can't interchange between portrait and landscape within Google Slides. So we can only go one way or the other. We can't interchange. But it's really easy to get into Google Slides, change the size to create a digital workbook that we can get our students to work in. Another really great feature is that you can provide real-time collaborative feedback in Google Slides with your students. So not only is it a workbook for your students, it's a way for you to provide feedback to them in real time. How great is that? A fantastic first example of one way that you can use Google Slides in your classroom. All right, let's move on to awesome way to use Google Slides, reason number 2. So have you ever thought about using Google Slides to create digital worksheets? So not only can you create digital workbooks, you can create digital worksheets within Google Slides. And when I say digital worksheets, I mean more than just a sheet or an activity that students have to include answers into a text box. That's not necessarily an interactive or engaging worksheet, but there's a whole suite of other things that you can do within Google Slides to make your worksheets more interactive. One of the great features of Google Slides is the ability to include manipulatives or objects and actually store these in the space around the slide. So you'll see a whole big space of gray, and you can actually include other manipulatives and objects that students can move and adjust in this area, and then students can move them into their slides worksheet to create and complete that digital worksheet. So this allows you to make the worksheet and activity more hands-on, more engaging, and we're also developing that technological capacity that our students are going to need in the future. And once again, you are only limited in what you can do when it comes to creating a digital worksheet by your imagination. Get in there, have a play around, and see what works for you and your students, and try using Google Slides to create digital worksheets today. Let's move on to awesome way to use Google Slides, reason number 3. And did you know that you can use Google Slides to create an ebook? That's right, an ebook. Perhaps you would like to create an ebook for your students, your community, your colleagues. Well, you can do this with Google Slides. That's right. So Google Slides is more than just a presentation tool. It's also a tool where we can create something like an ebook. So you could get your students to contribute towards the creation of a collaborative ebook. You could allocate them a slide or a number of slides for them to complete, and then you can publish that ebook once you have completed it. In addition, you can actually download your ebook as a PDF, and you can even publish it to the web, which is a cool feature of Google Slides. But just remember that when you publish it to the web, it will be visible to everybody and pretty much anyone who can find that particular website on the interwebs. So just be wary of what information you're including in that. So how about you ditch the physical yearbook? How about you ditch the physical student information handbook, the staff handbook, and think about creating an ebook using Google Slides. Well, here we are halfway through our 6 awesome ways to use Google Slides podcast. So reason number 4 is that you can actually use Google Slides to create and design visually appealing infographics for your students, colleagues, or school community. This is another awesome feature of Slides, and that's the ability to customize the slide size, as we've already mentioned, for a particular purpose. So if you aren't sure how to do this, you just need to head up to the File tab, followed by the Page Setup tab, and then change the drop-down box to Custom. Here you can change your paper size to be anything from centimeters, inches, pixels, or points, and you can use that area to create an infographic. What a great way to engage your students, to share information, to elaborate on a topic. Using Google Slides to create infographics is another really awesome way that you can use slides as more than just a presentation tool. All right, let's move on to awesome way to use Google Slides number 5. And I've given you some great tips today on how to use Google Slides other than its original intended purpose, which was as a presentation tool. So I'm going to go back to the original intended purpose of Google Slides and talk about how we can use Google Slides as a collaborative presentation tool. That's right. So you could actually set up your slide deck with a specific slide for each member of your class or team, and you could have them complete that slide collaboratively in real time. That's right. So you could have your own class, your own team working on a slide deck at the same time. Now, this is amazing because this eliminates the possibility of work being lost or deleted. It also allows the students to look at each other's work, to learn and grow. But it also means that your inbox, your email inbox, isn't going to be inundated with emails from students who are sharing their work with you. You don't have to go and look at potentially 30, 40, 50 different presentations. Rather, it's all there together in that one collaborative presentation that has been created. What a great time saver. And I know as teachers, we're very busy, so we should be looking for ways to make our job easier. So have a think about using Google Slides as a collaborative presentation and learning tool. Instead of getting your team or your students to create an individual project, get them to work on one together. How awesome would that be? So go and have a look at how you can use Google Slides as a collaborative presentation tool in your classroom. And finally, we've made it to awesome way to use Google Slides reason number 6. So you can actually use Google Slides to create choose your own adventure stories. That's right. So this can be done by linking slides within your Google slide deck and creating the choose your own adventure structure within those slides. So you could create a choose your own adventure story with your students. You could create it for your students. You could create something with your colleagues to show them a process or function. There's so many different ways that you can use this concept of choose your own adventure within Google Slides. It might be to create a flowchart. It might be for a demonstration. Again, the possibilities are only limited by your imagination. So go and experiment with linking slides within your Google slide deck and creating a choose your own adventure style activity. Well, this brings us to the end of episode 8 of season 2 of the EdTech Teacher podcast. I can't believe we only have 2 episodes left in season 2, which is unbelievable already. So in the meantime, please follow us on Facebook. Feel free to tweet with us on Twitter, and I would love it if you went and subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can find the links to these in our show notes on our Wakelet collection, and the link to our show notes Wakelet is in the episode description for this podcast. Well, I hope that you've learned a thing or two and you've considered a different way that you could use Google Slides in your classroom. Remember, it's much more than just a presentation tool. It is a Swiss Army knife of great ways to engage your students or colleagues. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us and making it to the end of episode 8 of season 2. That's a wrap for this episode. I am Tristan. I am the creator of the EdTech Teacher. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the EdTech Teacher podcast. If you've made it this far, we'll take it that you've enjoyed this week's episode. While you wait for the next episode, don't forget to check out our website, www.theedtechteacher.net, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with everything from the EdTech Teacher.